Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us. Now, in every society, there will be babies who are born with albinism due to a recessive gene that is carried by both parents. But across the world, these children are likely to face bullying, prejudice, and even violence because of stereotypes based on the color of their skin. Well, to celebrate the talents and achievements of people with albinism and to join the struggle against the challenges that they face, the Albinism Renaissance Forum of Southern Africa will tomorrow launch the first ever Albinism Awareness Campaign. To talk to us more about this, we're joined in studio by Masilo Tampa from the Albinism Renaissance Forum of Southern Africa. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you and your viewers.
Tell us a bit more about this campaign. What do you hope to achieve?
What we hope to achieve is to demystify the myths that are there within our communities, but over and above to give persons living with albinism power over their lives and not to look deeply into either discrimination or prejudice that they are probably facing in different communities of our country. Yes.
How do you plan on doing that? Is it door-to-door visits? Are you going to go to community halls? Are you going to, well, how are you planning to spread that message?
As an Albinism Renaissance Forum, as an NPO, we are currently busy establishing cells. The roles of these cells is mainly to number one, to give support for persons amongst themselves with albinism. Over and above that, give support to parents, because every day, for instance, Ayanda, if you are going to give birth to a child of an albinism for the very first time, you don't know how to take care of this particular child. These cells are there to empower you with information. They are there to empower you in terms of education and the way in which this particular child must be raised, because they are quite fragile and special type of people that we are talking about. Amongst other things, we are going to do road shows, awareness campaigns around that, to educate in the main society that albinism is nothing else but a gene that affected when that particular child was being born. So necessarily there's nothing particular or different. It's just the skin color. By the way, they are black or they are white. By the way, they are also white albinos. Yes. They are animals that have got albinism. Now, society needs to understand that there is really nothing. There's no, we can't really continue doing discrimination. We can't really continue doing this prejudice or feeling sorry for this type of people on the basis that they are having a different skin color than that of ours. So we'll be doing road shows and in the main focusing on the cells and empowering people, including parents, giving birth to children with albinism.
Why do you think, after years of advancements and development and information, I mean, we've got cell phones, we've got access to knowledge, why do you think such discrimination against albinism still prevails? Where are we going wrong? Is there no political will? Is it societal? Is it the psyche of the people? Where are we going wrong?
No, you're correct. It's the psyche of people, but over and above that, as society, we are rooted into our what you call traditions and cultures, and we tend to take stereotype thinking and myths, integrate them into what we call culture and what we call traditions, and we think that is the way of living. Unfortunately, it is not. I think that is where we're missing the point. However, the work must just continue to educate people every day, because there are, of course, those ones who think they understand, but the more they get close to the subject. And also the other issue is that people don't really follow up. If it does not affect you, you don't necessarily care what happens, what does not happen. But if it affects you, then you are able to take action and be able to engage around that particular subject.
Your organization, Albinism Renaissance Forum of Southern Africa, the name suggests to me that you're only focused on your SADC areas, but you do, I'm sure, know of the atrocities that are committed in the likes of Tanzania.
Yes.
Are you going to be partnering with other organizations across the continent or maybe even overseas to make sure that this network is strengthened?
I can tell you now that we are currently developing relations with NOAA. It's based in America. It's a national albinism. It's an organization that deals with albinism in America. We are also working closely with UTSS, Under the Sun, the ones that are organizing the first African albinism conference in November from the 19th to the 22nd. So we'll be heading to Tanzania. We are aware of these particular atrocities. Let's talk about also with what is this country, Malawi. Those things that are happening, they were aware of them. Hence, we are building. It's not necessarily a Southern African issue. It's a continental issue, by the way, because an albino in Johannesburg, in Kaltetville somewhere, is suffering the same problems with an albino sitting somewhere in Canada. So the challenges are almost similar. That is why we need to do a serious work around this particular subject. How
do people get a hold of you? Either perhaps parents who have just given birth to a child who's an albino and they need help, or someone who's saying, I feel so isolated and so secluded, nobody really understands me, I'm an albino. How do I get the help that I need? You mentioned the cells, but where can people get information on the cells? Okay.
Currently our website is under construction, but people can get us, can send an email through Albinism Renaissance Forum, one word, at gmail.com. People can also give us a call, especially towards the launch tomorrow, at 073-670-3007. People can get us on Twitter. We're on Twitter at Albinism letter R. We are saying hashtag albinism is cool. We are saying hashtag ARF launch. People can also get hold of us on Facebook. We've got a Facebook page. It's Albinism Renaissance Forum.
That number once again, 073
670 3007. Wonderful. That is.
Okay. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us, and all the best for the campaign which begins tomorrow.
Thank you very much for hosting us.
We hope to host you once again in November, right? When you do the continental one.
Definitely, no.
It's a date.
We're going big.
Thank you so much. We'll have to leave it there.
Thank you very
thanks
much.
to my guest, Masilo Tampa. He is from Albinism Renaissance Forum of Southern Africa.